Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Sarah Jean Beauty. It is February 1st, so happy February. We made it through January. And welcome again to my channel. Like I said, happy to see you here and happy to be trying a few new products again with you this morning. I don't know if this is going to be the first video I'm posting to this point, or at this point, I should say. I have tried filming 7 or 8 or 9 times at this point and still don't love anything that I'm ready to post. So I'm going to go in pretending like this may be the first video that you see on my channel. So welcome. So it is, I have no natural light because I live in Canada and it is early in the morning. I'm getting ready for a full day of sports and kids activities and errands. And I do have dinner tonight. So what I'm trying for you today will get a good, we'll get a good 8-hour wear before I switch for my dinner makeup. And what I'm going to try for you today, I'm going to test out a few new products. The first one being a new skin tint. It is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Tint. It's a serum skin tint that hydrates, smooths, and corrects. I bought the shade 5. I've heard good things about this. It's supposed to be a light coverage with a radiant finish, so we will see how that works out. I'm also going to try a couple new products that I picked up at Sephora, one being this Pat McGrath Divine Blush. The packaging is like very beautiful. And it's in the shade Nude Venus. I just swatched it in the store, and I've been hearing a lot about this brand, and I've never bought anything from this brand, so I thought I would give it a try because the blush looks gorgeous. Okay, so this is the skin tint. I'm going to do a little swatch for you guys. So as I put this on and show you, I do have a light to medium skin tone that leans warm. So products I buy, I definitely buy with, like they say, like warm undertone or yellow undertone or golden undertone. So let's see if the light is picking this up well. Okay, so that has a very nice feel to it. It definitely has that like golden tone. This is the number 5. And once the sun comes up, I'll show you how everything looks in real light. Okay, this feels really good. It feels very serumy, like it said. We're going to give this a try. Other things about me, you guys, about my skin as I get this ready to put on. I am combination, so I have a very oily T-zone, normal cheeks. I have big pores, as you can see. I have discoloration from some old acne marks. I have milia, so I have texture issues. Again, pores. I do get a little bit of Botox up here. I haven't had it for like 3 months now, maybe 4 months. So I don't get it very often. I get it maybe like once every 8 months. No fillers anywhere. This is me au naturel. So first what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a little bit of this in the palm of my hand. And this is how I like to put on products so it looks a little bit more natural. Some movie star told me this. I want to say Hailey Bieber. Then you put in the palm of your hands. I'll do it on one side of my face first. And you press it in first. So step 1, just like warm it up and press it into the skin. I like doing this because I can bring product down my neck too, because I don't self-tan. I don't have like a tanned body and a pale face. So when I'm buying products, I'm just matching to my real skin on my face. And it's usually a little bit darker than my neck because I have lots of wrinkles. And that makes my neck always look a little whiter, especially in the summertime, than my face because it doesn't tan as much. So I just bring the product down a little bit. Okay, so this is no tint. This is with a tint. That's pretty. Very natural, very glowy. It definitely covered a bit of my redness. Okay, look, that looks really pretty, you guys. Very natural. Very, like, it's got like not just like a moist glow, like there's actually something in the product I would say that has like that luminous, like a pearly luminousness to it. So it looks nice. Okay, let's go ahead and put it on the other side. I use this technique, you guys, with like my Haus foundation too. It's just a really nice way to like get a really skin-like finish. And then if it's ever streaky, which when I do this technique, it never really does, I take my brush and just like help even it out at the end if I still don't love the way the product looks. Okay, that's one coat, and that looks good. You guys see, I have a horrible, I don't even think it's a pimple, you guys. My son called it the, he's like, Mom, do you have a boob growing on your face? Like, yes, I do. But I think it actually was a milia, which I've been getting in this area. And what happens is, I think maybe I irritate them somehow, and all of a sudden they blow up. I'm just putting another layer. They blow up, but into this like big cyst that doesn't hurt like a pimple, but isn't poppable, and it stays there for a long time, until all of a sudden it goes away and I'm left with like a scar. Should probably go to the dermatologist to see if they can just like, I don't know, remove it. I don't know, but we're dealing with it in the meantime until it goes away. We're just going to cover it. We are not perfect. We do not have perfect skin. I do not. I'm not here with a filter. I'm not here to, try and have 22-year-old glass-like skin. We are trying products on real skin with texture and marks and all the stuff to see how they stand the test of time. Okay. It looks okay. I'm happy with that. The lighting in here is horrible, guys, but welcome to life in Canada when you have to get up before the sun rises, which in the winter time, I'm always up way before the sun rises. Okay, I love that. All right, let's keep going. I'm going to go in now with some concealers that are tried and true. I'm not going to throw in a new concealer like I made the mistake last time I filmed. Where's my other color though? Okay, so I do really like the Haus Labs. I use the Haus Labs concealer each and every day. I'm going to go in with this color, which is shade 23 Light Medium Golden. So that is my color. Just for reference for you guys, if you're similar to my skin tone and you're looking to shop, I also have shade 10 for, again, a bit more brightening or in the winter time. And my foundation in Haus Labs, although it's a little dark for me right now, but I make it work, it's shade 200. So I don't like doing like extra, like a really bright under eye. I like to kind of keep it close to my skin tone because I like to just use the same product on my imperfections and under my eye. I'm just going to go in. I just do a little bit right in the corner. I do a little bit over here like people tell you to do. I don't know if it really lifts or does anything. I do a bit under my eyebrows just for brightening and for a little definition. I always get red right in the middle of my forehead. And I'll put a little bit on some of my spots. I always get red here too. All right, so that's my like non-professional concealer routine. I am not here pretending I'm a makeup artist. I know you can let this sit for a minute, but I'm just gonna go in. I am not here pretending I am a makeup artist because I am not. I do have some experience. When I graduated high school, I've always loved makeup. And I remember the first time I went to Holt Renfrew as a young adult and bought my first Bobbi Brown products. Oh, and I was in love. And then after I finished high school, I worked at the Mercier counter at Holt Renfrew for a while and loved it and did makeup there for events and for clients, and we did some fashion shows and it was super fun. And now I am a registered nurse and still work as such full time as a registered nurse. So this is definitely a side hustle, but makeup is still my passion. I love it. And I always tell my daughters makeup is not necessary because when they watch me put on makeup, I get a bit nervous. Why is mom always putting on makeup? And I don't always put on makeup, but I always tell them like makeup is not necessary, but it's fun sometimes and it's a way to express yourself. Just like, you pick out different t-shirts every day depending on your mood, and it's just fun. And I always want them to know that makeup's not needed. We are beautiful the way we are, but it is fun. And I love putting on makeup. So, all right, so that's my concealer. It actually covered, this thing never gets fully covered, you guys. It's going to be there. Accept it until it's gone. But that covered really nicely. I'm looking, like my skin's still peeking through, but I don't have as much redness. I look more even. And yeah, that looks great. So before I powder anything, I usually go in with a little contour. So my normal day today is very simple. I do my makeup very quickly. I am not a 20-step routine gal. I need to be efficient with getting 3 kids out the door and getting to work on time, but I don't usually skip a contour. I especially like to contour my jawline and just a little bit here because I do Zoom calls during the day for work and I like to look a little snatched and it just makes me feel better. So what I do, I take the Westman Atelier, okay, beautiful little product. I do use the shade Biscuit. Sometimes I wonder if it's too cool for my skin tone, but it's okay. So you can kind of just naturally see the hollows of my skin or my cheeks. I typically go like kind of right there or above that. I don't go like super high up, and I just do a little dab right there after I get product on my brush. So this is a very natural contour, you guys. Definitely like more of a day to day. And I like this Westman Atelier one because you can't like overdo it. It's very very easy with some products to overdo it and be like, oh my god, I have way too much contour. This one, it's very easy to keep natural. See, that's it. Okay, it even looks more dramatic on the camera than it is, but see how it just like gave me like a little. And see, I'm learning about you filming, guys. I look a lot at myself when I should be looking at you. So I'll get better. Okay, and then I just take again on my brush. I just go down my jawline right here. Okay, and it just, again, just gives me that little feeling of being a little snatched, and I take the remainder on my forehead. I do not contour my nose because my nose is my nose. Whenever I contour my nose, I just feel like I have a brown nose. Like, I don't like the way it looks on me. For all of you that do it and do it well, good for you, but this never looks good on me. Okay, and then the next thing I will do is I'm going to go in, and you know what? See, so I don't like doing a lot of steps, as you can see. I was going to do this e.l.f., but now that I did my Westman Atelier here, I'm kind of done with the whole bronze contour thing. I don't like to do a lot of steps, so I'm happy with that. So I'm going to go in with just a blush instead. All right, so this is the packaging. I will disclaim, look at the ingredients, guys. First ingredient is talc. I'm okay using talc. I've used talc in my products. One of my favorite bronzers, the Luminous Silk Bronzing Powder, has talc in it. Talc doesn't bug me. It doesn't irritate my skin. It doesn't break me out. I've researched the use of talc in cosmetics and some of the concerns, and I've just made an informed decision that I'm okay using talc. But it may not be for you, which is totally fine. So just disclaimer, this may not be for you. But look at that product. Oh, it's called, again, Nude Venus, and it's just this luminous peachy rose, I would say. Oh, that's so pretty. I'm just going to go in with this. It's a bit of a bigger brush than I would use. We're just going to work in the product, and we are going to, I like to tap, 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 tap. Usually if you hear me humming in videos, that means I don't know what I'm doing. I hum a lot in the kitchen, but I think I know what I'm doing. But sometimes I hum when I'm a little nervous about how something will turn out. Oh, that's very pretty. Almost like a bronzer shade, right? Like I don't feel like it's warming up the skin. It's giving me a nice amount of color. And you can definitely see like I don't have perfect skin, right? You see my texture blur coming through. That's not gonna go anywhere. I'm not getting away from that. And then I kind of always just go up on my nose a little bit, and then whatever's left. Especially when I'm doing like a blush like this, I don't go in with bronzer usually after. I kind of use the blush to do both jobs. Down a bit, chin, nose. Okay, I hope you can see that. It's a very pretty flush. Very pretty. Okay, that's totally up my alley. I really like that. So we will see how this stays on the skin. And it's definitely got that luminosity, which I love. I love when, you just look glowy and, luminous at the same time. You don't need to put anything else on your skin. All right, I like that. All right, let's set it. And I will go in with my Makeup by Mario. This is in the color Neutral Peach. I like this powder. I'm not raving about it. Like I know some people, once the Givenchy powder went away, this is their next do or die. I like it. I've been testing it with some of my other foundations. And I don't know if it's the foundation or this, but like it's not keeping my oil at bay all day. Like I'm still getting breakthrough oil, so I'm in the market for something else potentially. But I mean, I'll still use it. It does a good job at blurring, but you'll see. So if you can see, like my pores are still there, right? So I'll kind of show you what this Makeup by Mario does. So I take the end of this Pearl Beauty brush, or sometimes I'll use this square Sephora brush. It does a great job too. And then I'll just like press it in where my concealer was and go down here. I'll get a little bit more. I like put it on, smush it in, smush, then go up You know the word smush? It reminds me of that movie Stepmom with Julia Roberts, and she's teaching her stepdaughter how to paint a tree. It's like smush, smush, smush. Such a good movie. Okay. There we go. Okay, so that is the Makeup by Mario. And it does blur. Like, my pores are still there, but it definitely does give a nice blur. I don't look super powdery, so it does do a good job, I will say, right? So I always powder in the middle of my face because, like I said, I get oily. So we'll see how this Danessa Myricks holds up with my Makeup by Mario. We'll see if I get super oily. But that looks good. I'm happy with that. Okay. We're doing my hair later, guys. Don't mind. This is bedhead. We will do the hair thing after. Okay, now for eyes, I typically keep my eye routine again pretty simple. I don't like a lot of darkness on my eyes because, again, my day-to-day look, I just want to look light and bright. So I like a little bit of definition around my eyelashes. Maybe like even like a light eyeshadow. I don't like a lot of darkness. So I'm actually going to go in with the Laura Mercier. And this is called, I know no names, guys, Caviar Stick Eye Color. I've had this for a long time, and it's in the shade Khaki. And it's kind of like a dark green, which I have green eyes, so I was like, green, I don't know. But it's a beautiful, it's like a charcoaly green. But this stuff, you guys, if you have oily lids, it stays on. Like when I'm wiping off my makeup at the end of the day and I'm doing my two-step cleanser, this stuff hold on for dear life. So it's a great product. I don't use it a lot as eyeshadow. I do with some of the other products like Amethyst, but with this one, all I do, I go kind of in, let me just move this. I go in right at my lash line, and this is nice because you can be messy with it, guys. If you're a busy mom like me, you're not taking a lot of time to do this every morning, okay? You're just rubbing it on right there, and then you're just taking your finger and just softening it a bit. If you have fake nails, which I don't, you could do a little, and I'm sure it'd give you a nice wing. I actually like a wing when I do my eyeliner, but this stuff, it's a little harder if you want to do a wing. Okay. On the other side. Okay, if you can tell, it just gives a really pretty definition right at the lash line. All I really like to do, sometimes if I want to just make sure I don't crease, because I do have oily lids, I will take, oh my gosh, this is old school, you guys. This is a MAC palette. This is like an old school MAC palette that I've had forever with some tried and true colors. And I take this lighter color. I'll have to find out what it is. And I just like pat it right above. I want to say it's like All That Glitters, maybe. I don't even know. And I pat it just above, just so that, like, again, I'm not creasing. It kind of brightens the eye a bit. And see, I just have like nice definition. That's all I really care about. Okay, I'm gonna go in just with my Maybelline Sky High. This stuff is, I mean, I do have a complaint about it, but if you get raccoon eyes, if you're worried about flaking, this stuff is the best, and it's from the drugstore. Drugstore is getting pricier. Has anyone else noticed that? Like, when I go in thinking I'm getting like some cheap drugstore products, I mean, mascara is like 25 bucks now. Like some of the serum foundations are like getting close to 30 bucks. Like that's not drugstore cheap anymore, in my opinion. Okay, I always curl my eyelashes. It's just so my complaint about this stuff, it stays on so good, but that's also my complaint is because when I try and get it off at night, I have to scrub my eyes so much. Oh, don't you love when you do that? Okay. The trick with that is you guys let it dry for a minute and then go back with a Q-tip and it'll come off easy. Don't try and get it off wet. Yeah, I can't get this stuff off at the end of the night. And my eyes are getting kind of like irritated from it. Where like I look so red and irritated after I'm done. And I do all the things. I do a two-step cleanser, all that stuff. Okay. Okay, I could have let that dry more, but that's okay. Okay, and let's quickly do the eyebrows. I'm taking too long in this video. I'm talking my life away, but I want you guys to get to know me a little bit. So, all right, I'm just using the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pencil. It's like the old school brow pencil with the spoolie. I am so quick with my eyebrows. They're sparse, especially this one, so I do fill them in every day, but I am not perfect with them. I start underneath, go across, fill in right there, and accentuate the tail a bit. I don't expect them to be symmetrical because we are not symmetrical human beings, so I'm not striving for perfection here. I just want them to look a little more filled. Like that. That's good enough for me. And then I set them with the Rare Beauty Flexible Lifting Gel. I just set that. Okay. Before I always do like a final kind of, I do set with bronzer a little bit. you know, if I have the time. But before I do that, I'm just going to do a little lip product. I do not use lip liner for the most part. Some days I do, but I do not have lip filler. These are my natural lips. And I don't like lip liner. Sometimes it's just like too much. It makes my lips look, I don't know, I just don't like it. It just doesn't feel natural to me at times. When I'm going out like tonight, I will put some on and I'll show you guys. Otherwise, I just stick to something that feels good on my skin during the day with a bit of color. This is one of the Summer Fridays like minis. How cute. And iced coffee. Okay. Okay. And then again, I said I'm not going to do bronzer. I typically wouldn't with a powder blush like this, but I do really like my Armani Luminous Stick Bronzing Powder, and I kind of use it to set, and I have it in shade 90. I just take again this, and I just kind of go over the perimeter of my face, and it just kind of like finishes my look every day. So it's kind of like always my final step. Feel my neck? Right? Doesn't that just like pull it all together? I feel like it just gives it like a cohesive look where I'm like, okay, I feel warm, I feel glowy. I feel like I'm ready to conquer the day and get those kids out the door and start work. So that is the look, everyone. I'm going to do a check-in later just to show you how this is holding up during the day, because I think that's the most important part of knowing if you want to buy a product or not. Is it standing the test of time, especially if you have oilier skin like me? So I will check in as many hours as I can hold on just to show you guys a good tried and true product. So we will check back in a little bit later. Bye guys. Hello everyone. This is the 5-hour check-in with the products I put on today. I'm right by a south-facing window in my house. In my bathroom with artificial light, I look flawless. Like, it looks very airbrushed. I am starting to look a little oily. The blush is holding up great. I love the color. I think it looks so great. But in general, I honestly think it's holding up really good color-wise. It's just, I'm starting to get some breakthrough oiliness, which is typical for me. So the combination of the new tint, the concealer, and my Makeup by Mario powder is giving this after about 5 hours. Okay. That's where I'm noticing kind of the breakdown in the dryness. And then again, I'm getting shiny. This is really close though. No one goes this close to you, right? So this is kind of the overall look. The blush is gorgeous still. I'm really liking it and the tone. So I'll check back in another couple hours to show you how this stood up for the rest of the day. See you soon. Hi everyone. It's been about 7.5 hours since I put on this morning's products for you. I've been to hockey, I've ran some errands, doing chores around the house, and this is how everything is looking. And I'm pretty impressed. I have not powdered, touched up in any way, shape, or form, except my little friend over here, because nothing covers it up and it bugs me. So otherwise, this is how everything is sitting on my skin. The blush is staying on so well, like it is not faded at all. And the tint is looking beautiful. The color is there. I am just getting some breakthrough oiliness where I usually am oily. So that doesn't surprise me. It's not an amount of oiliness where I'm like, oh my God, this stuff sucks. It's what I would consider normal oiliness that happens for me that I would normally powder away midday. I didn't do that today for testing purposes. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. I'll just go by my window for a view against natural light. And again, that blush like did not fade. It looks great. So this is a close-up view. Again, the tone is beautiful. The color really stayed on very, very well for a tint. And I feel very happy with this after 7.5 hours. So I'll keep trying these products throughout the rest of the month with some of my other tried and trues in my collection to see how they play with each other. But yeah, first impressions and first day of wear, it's a thumbs up for me. So thanks for tuning in, and we will see you all soon, I hope. Thanks.